Hello, this is Goku for One, and I'm back, this time to talk about Star Wars once again. And this is not a news video, this is going to be me talking about why I think getting rid of the expanded universe was probably the best decision that they had to make. And here are my reasons why. Now, before I get into the nitty-gritty of the video, I do have to say a few things. I was actually a proponent for keeping parts of the expanded universe and keeping the major characters and the major storylines of said characters, but then getting rid of all the little side stories and all the things that aren't necessary to that character, but may have added to that character, because you don't want to be bound by all this. But this video is going to be me talking about why getting rid of the expanded universe completely might not be the worst decision ever. Now, one thing I have to say is that they have stated that some things will get brought over. Whatever that is, we don't know. Inquisitor in Star Wars Rebels is one thing that was actually existing from the expanded universe that has been brought over. But that's a little thing. Are we going to get anything big? We'll have to wait and see. But the reason why this is not the worst decision they could have made is people who are proponents of the expanded universe, to be reasonable, and you're not going to like this argument if you don't accept this premise, is the expanded universe was a mess. I admit it, it was a mess. It was a great mess. I loved the stories, but it was conjointed. It didn't all agree with each other. There were dozens of writers writing their own tale with a thin line of connected tissue, and some of this stuff didn't work so well together. I mean, I like Dawn of the Jedi, and I like Knights of the Republic, but they were not conceived as one continuous story. They're not conceived to be together, and so they're taking this stuff and they're writing their version of that. It's not what the people who created said characters were intending to do. And yes, there are characters from Knights of the Republic. What I mean species. There's a species from Knights of the Republic that is featured in Dawn of the Jedi, which is a newer story. And these are things like that. But when you get into a lot of the stories, there are dozens of writers doing dozens of things. And at a certain point, you have to get rid of some things. You have to do that, or you cannot tell a good story. And then people are going to argue that, oh, to be a good storyteller, it's to do this. Well, you cannot expect J.J. Abrams to have to sit there for hours reading every single book to keep things consistent. He's got to make a good movie, and I don't think it's a good storyteller to keep all of this. When we see film franchise like the Terminator franchise doing sequel after sequel after sequel after sequel, at a certain point things start to get convoluted and it doesn't work. A good example of this is actually a good example of a convoluted story because it kept going is the fourth Star Trek series, or is it the fifth? I think it's the fifth one. Yeah, it's the fifth one. Enterprise. And Enterprise doesn't really link up with the other stuff. It's not a very good prequel. Even though it should link up with everything, it doesn't really do that well. And the point of this is they decided to just get rid of the expanded universe. And they kept the stuff that they thought, the newer stuff and the movies that they thought what would be the best version to keep, but then get rid of the stuff they didn't think necessarily was good to do. And even though there are characters that I like and I wish they would still be around, and they could bring them back, but they're probably, a lot of the characters I like they won't bring back. But at the end of the day, they are caring about making good stories, not about pleasing every fan. And people that don't understand that this is about making good stories, well, go back for a second and think about this. Most people don't even know what the expanded universe is. Most people have not done research on the expanded universe or would know any of this stuff. And so it would require a lot of research to figure this out. And one of the things that I'm kind of worrying about the new movie, but I'm going to see it, is that it doesn't look like a lot of the history that they would have to explain. It looks like a lot of that history is going to be coming out in the movie. And we'll have to wait and see. There's no official plot synopsis, so this is all speculation. But at the end of the day, they did what they needed to do. And this is their story. This is J.J. Abrams' version, and this is based on what George Lucas wrote, treatments that he wrote years ago. So I'm gonna sit back. I'm gonna enjoy what they're making, And even though I don't necessarily agree with all their decisions, well, I'm a Star Wars fan, and I want Star Wars. And this is what I have to deal with to get Star Wars. So I'm going to sit back, I'm going to enjoy myself. And if you don't like it, if you think what they're doing is a mistake, then great. Don't read it, don't watch it, just don't care about it. You have all your expanded universe. That stuff is not going anywhere. If you own books, go pick them up, read them. But I'm not going to do that. And this was my opinion on it. Please leave a comment below. Tell me what you think. Tell me if you agree or disagree. And tell me what would have been a better solution. And I'll see you next time. YouTube?